What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is kind of a mismatch of things as per usual, but it involves new parts, repairing old things, prepping things for paint, possibly mounting, and a few other things. But the first thing we do need to do is, I have my trunk on the ground right here. The trunk needs shaved, essentially. If you guys have ever seen shaved trunks for Subarus, the stock little wing has the holes on there for the mounting points for those and the wiring for the third brake light. To shave it and then prep it for paint, the holes are too big to just lay Bondo across them. So what I did last night with my dad was lay fiberglass on the inside of the trunk. That way I can sand down any fiberglass that's taller than the trunk and prep that for Bondo, lay Bondo, sand that, and then it's gonna be prepped for paint. The trunk is going to be resprayed this weekend, so I need to get it ready. Something came in the mail. It is quite large, so I'm very excited to unbox that and see what that looks like. But for now, let's mount the trunk back on the car. Okay, so the trunk has been mounted. This thing is a pain to mount with only two people. I don't think you could do it with one person. But this is what the fiberglass is looking like. It's just there for strength because these holes, if you tried to just lay Bondo, it would just be super weak. So this stuff's super hard. I have to like crack off this stuff that's poking out. And then this is gonna get sanded and the whole thing is getting resprayed because this is ugly. And I'm super excited to get it resprayed. It's gonna look really, really nice. So I think right now we're gonna do an unboxing and then we're gonna have to sand this and prep it for Bondo. So behind me is the humongous box that hopefully made it all the way here without any damage. The box looks good, so I'm not concerned. It's a lot lighter than I thought. I'm very, very excited to rip into this. It's something huge for the Subaru I've been wanting for a very, very long time. So it's time to crack open this huge box. Oh my God. All right, let's keep going. We haven't been able to tell what it is yet. Big decal. So now, if you have no idea what it is, you really should know. The Subaru is getting a big wing. It's overdue in my opinion. I've been wanting to do this for a very, very, very long time. So, I'm so pumped to see this thing. Look at that. So, I know a lot of people don't really care for Battle Aero. I really do like how their wings look. I mean, I'm not trying to spend $1,800 on an APR. APRs are great, but my car isn't exactly for function. This thing is huge, and that's what we were going for. So, I'm just gonna get to unpacking the hardware and stuff. Just so no one gets cringed out too hard, I did get the short stands. I didn't get the 2 feet tall stands. I just think that's overkill, honestly. There's the end plates, they're metal. The only thing I've heard about Battle Aeros that are like bad is that their hardware rusts, but if you just prep it before you put it on, it won't rust. And my car doesn't exactly see the elements all that often. So really not a concern for me, to be honest. It's total looks, it's not function. I think right now I'm gonna put the stands and base plates on it and then just set it onto the trunk just to see what it looks like. Then I'm gonna position it to where I want it and mark some holes. And since the trunk is going into paint this weekend, I'm gonna try to mount it now before it goes into paint. That way, if any mistakes are made, all I have to do is Bondo it, sand it, prep it, and it'll get repainted. So there's no worries. I know a lot of people worry when they mount these things because they're drilling into their trunks, but since mine's going to paint anyway, stress-free environment. so I got the stands and the mounts that mount it to the trunk mounted onto the wing. It's looking pretty good. I didn't put the end plates on yet, but that's no big deal. So I didn't put the end plates on yet, but I think I have it kind of how I want it. But I don't know if that's gonna be too much like downward arc. So there's adjustments down here and adjustments on here to, you know, how you want the wing to sit. But I'm probably gonna lay some painter's tape on the trunk, and then that way when I set it onto the trunk just to set it there, I know it's getting resprayed, but that just irks me to set metal on paint. So I'm just gonna lay some painter's tape and then set the wing on there. So I think this is where it's gonna be mounted, but wow, it looks nuts. I'm trying to get good angles, but of course this garage is cluttered. It looks nuts. I think that's where I'm gonna mount it. I think about that far back. I've seen it mounted further back, but I don't know. I think it looks really good right there. I kind of want to open the garage and see what it looks like. Oh man, that looks insane. Love how it like lines up with the mirrors. Oh my, that's the best angle. Look at that. Holy crap. It looks so good from behind. Ooh. Oh my goodness gracious. That is insane. Oh my gosh. I gotta keep my cat from getting out because he just wants to go out all the time. There he goes. So I know my dad isn't a huge fan because it's totally not functional. That's what really kills him. His car, all function. That's all he goes for. Me, ooh. Ooh. It looks so good. Oh, I want to mount it right now. I mean, I might even be able to get pictures if I don't focus in on the crap that needs fixed. But oh my gosh, the back looks insane. I have to go get my dad because I really want to see what he thinks of it, because I don't know what he's gonna think of it. So I'm gonna go grab him. Oh boy, the opinion that means all.
It's big.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Wow. I mean, I think it's really cool. Well, I guess
it lines up with the mirrors.
the mirrors. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just thinking.
It has a little overhang.
You don't want to, like, take mail. You don't want to take mailboxes down.
Oh, we're not taking any mailboxes down, no.
You can take a pedestrian if you go by a bus stop.
Just take them off, take them out.
They might be like smoking a cigarette, and you'll just clip the cigarette right off.
Yeah.
What do you think?
God,
Good.
I mean,
It
it's
fits a little.
turner.
It fits better than you thought, though, right? Like from back here, it looks like it doesn't look insanely out of place. Like
Good.
it doesn't. I think it fits pretty well. All right, so it's been a little bit. We did the most frightening thing you can do to a car is drill into it. But like I said, there's no real fear considering the fact that it's going in for paint. But we ended up switching around the mounting brackets because they had a little bit of overhang and it didn't really look good. That looks a lot better. And we drilled the holes. Nothing's mounted yet. These holes are just in there for alignment purposes to make sure that everything fits right. But I mean, that's it right there. So the thing is with these trunks is they have two layers. So they have this layer here, and then there's an inner layer that's kind of like for support. These screws are very short, so they don't go through both layers. So there's no way to put the nut onto them and the washer. So I'm gonna go to the hardware store, grab longer bolts in this thread pitch and size, and then those will go through both layers because I drilled through both layers, attach the washer and the bolt and tighten everything down, and it's done. The only thing left to do to the car is lay some Bondo on these holes and sand off some of this fiberglass or cut it off or whatever and get it ready for paint. I know I'm really bad at updating the video. It's been a minute. I went to the store, I modified the hardware that it came with. The washers were circular and it hung over too far and it interfered with the closing of the trunk. So I pretty much just took like a good fourth of it off just to make one side flat so it sits flush up against the trunk. Now it works perfectly fine. The wing is actually all mounted. I just wanted to get it all mounted up and just secured. I don't know. I figured if I started, why not? And literally to take it off for paint, it's just 6 bolts. It's really not that big a deal, but everything's on there. The fiberglass is sanded. I'm gonna have to do Bondo tomorrow. It's no big deal. It takes no time at all. I just need to do it. But the wing is looking awesome. This is really all that needed done to make it smooth. And then since the fiberglass is here now, just gonna lay Bondo in. Same over on that side, but it looks so nice. And I mean, I watched a few reviews and people say these are wobbly, but I mean, damn. I mean, it's pretty solid, not gonna lie. I mean, metal end plates, that hardware, I mean, it's sturdy. So I'm not really concerned because I'm not gonna be going 1,000,000 miles an hour. But I mean, it just has like the perfect amount of just everything. It really is just the perfect size. I think the short stands are perfect. Like, it's pretty much even with the roof, just maybe a little bit taller, which is great because I love those profiles of like looking over the car and seeing the wing. I just think it fits really, really well. I mean, I've wanted a huge wing literally since the day I got the car, and I just never did it. I just was like, it's a lot of money. It's not gonna look good. It's gonna be stupid, you know, but man, I don't think it looks stupid at all. I really like it. I really just enjoy it so much. I think it really fills out the car. The stock WRX swing wasn't terrible. I will say it was kind of unique in itself because not many people run those wings. They either get rid of them or they replace them with something like this, but I don't really care because I love it. I absolutely love it. Couldn't be happier. I mean, Battle Aero, I mean, I've heard horror stories about customer service and things like that, but shipped it quick. It got here on time. It came with everything I needed. So I don't have any complaints about them at all. Really, I'm gonna probably take the car out before I Bondo it and just take a few pictures because I really, really want to. And then I will show you what it looks like outside and do like a little cinematic or something just to make, you know, just to show it off a little bit. Ooh, look at it. Oh, I love it.